And that's the same thing when you're planning out a new month. You really want to make sure that you've learned from things that happened in the previous month. So we're really talking about everything that went right, but we're also especially talking about everything that went wrong. Because if you have a growth mindset, then obviously you're also going to learn from mistakes. Hello guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. My name is SaBine, and if you've never seen me before, I am a growth mindset mentor for female online entrepreneurs, and I pretty much help them with all things growth mindset in relation to business. So we're talking about limiting beliefs, we are creating a crystal clear vision for their business, and I'm also helping them to create very sustainable success habits. And I am so excited about today's video because it is my very first plan with me, and I personally love watching this kind of videos. I like everything from the review to the planning process, and that's why I've decided to also make my own and also make it a series on this YouTube channel. So if you're excited, then definitely hit the subscribe button and give this video a like so I know which kind of content you want to see from me in the future. And obviously you know the tea, so also don't forget to hit the bell so you will get notified for every single video that I will be uploading in the future. But without further ado, let's just really start. I have structured this video into 3 phases. So we have the review phase, we have the goal setting phase, and then obviously we're going to take massive action to really make the next month to be as productive and as efficient as we can. So let's just really start with the first part, and that is the review phase, because obviously I'm a growth mindset mentor, so everything that I really want to do is related to growth. And that's the same thing when you're planning out a new month. You really want to make sure that you've learned from things that happened in the previous month. So we're really talking about everything that went right, but we're also especially talking about everything that went wrong. Because if you have a growth mindset, then obviously you're also going to learn from mistakes. That is super essential. So let's just really start with the review phase, because really the review phase is to make sure that you are always growing, not just when it comes to planning, but you really want to make sure that every single month you have key learnings that will really move you, your self-development, but also your business further. So the first question that I always ask myself is, how did I feel throughout the past month? Was I motivated? Was I sad? Was there something that held me back? Which obviously now in this whole pandemic, there have been really months that have been really hard for most of us. I'm pretty sure that you also had some tough months, and that's why it's so important to really, understand how have you been feeling in the previous month. So really write it down, but don't just write down how you felt. Also try to figure out what made you felt that way. And it doesn't have to be, just negative. Obviously, if you've had a really great month, then also write down, what it was that really helped you feel that way. And that leads me to my next question, and that is, what was your growth process? And let's just focus first on the things that went well. So really write down, what did you accomplish? What did you learn? What did you achieve? Was there anything on your business that went really well? Like maybe you had a really successful product launch, or you got new clients. And just in general, what was it that made you really happy and fulfilled in the past month? Because the thing is that everything that went right, you really want to double on that and then make sure that you repeat that in the upcoming months to really make sure that you're growing as a person, but also that your business is growing as well. So now for the third question, I really want you to nail down everything that worked. What were the goals that you've accomplished? What were the strategies that you've implemented that worked? Because like I just said, you always want to make sure that whatever is working for you and your business, you want to double on that and repeat that in the months to come. So you can really ensure that, you keep on progressing and you keep on growing your business and also yourself. So write down, what did you do that worked? Strategies, plans, tactics, time management techniques. And also really write down how they made you feel, how much time you had to invest, and also on which areas you really want to copy paste those strategies in the next month. So now in step 3, you talked about everything that went right, and then you really want to make sure that in the 4th step you really write down everything that didn't work out. And again, I want you to be as specific as you can. So first of all, you want to start with the goal that didn't work out or that you didn't accomplish, and then you really want to make sure first of all to write down how it makes you feel, because I feel like emotions are always a really great action trigger, right? So write down how it makes you feel that you didn't achieve it, or which part of the goal in particular you couldn't achieve, and then again how it made you feel. And then again write down which particular action steps are responsible for you not having achieved your goal, because that's always the thing. Most of the time it's not so that the whole goal didn't work out, it's mostly just a couple of steps. And then you want to write down which are the steps why didn't it work out? And then lastly, obviously, what can you learn from it? You know, as a growth mindset mentor, I'm always all about learning from everything that you're doing and then growing through what you're going through. So write down what didn't work out and how you can improve it for the next time. And my favorite exercise is to make a little mind map. We're going to talk about that in just a minute as well. And then to make sure that you come up with 5 new ideas on how you can improve it for the next time. Why 5? Because for me personally, I feel like 5 is like this magic number that really gets me going. Like I'm getting super creative if I have to think about new solutions, and 5 basically just kind of pushes you to really think for like a variety of solutions and like action steps that you can take, instead of just, oh yeah, like there's like one idea and I'm gonna go with that, okay? And then my 5th tip is, which goals do you need to take with you into the next month? And it's not just about, you know, oh, I didn't accomplish it, I'm just gonna finish it in the next month. You really wanna make sure what was it that didn't work out in a whole month, and do you really wanna, you know, take that goal into another month and work on it for another month? So what's really important here is that you evaluate that goal. You know, is it something that you really want for your business? Is it something that is really necessary for your business? And then make sure that you, like I just said, don't repeat the action steps. That's why we did all of the exercises before that. So you really want to make sure that you change your approach when it comes to this goal, and then try to achieve it as fast as you can. Alright, so that was everything for the review process, and now let's set some goals. And the thing with goals is that actually I have like a whole video up here, because I just did a video previously where I talked about how you can still reach all of your 2020 goals. And basically in that video I'm talking about how to set the right goals. So there's like 10 steps that you can do on how you can, you know, find the right goals for you, and also how you can plan them properly, how you can set them realistically, and then also take action. So if you really need some tips on how to set goals and make them come true, then I would really recommend for you to watch the video up there. But let's just really start with the goal setting. So like I said, watch the video, set your goals. And then the first thing that I also want you to do in today's video is to set the vibe for your upcoming month. Because for me personally, I always like to have, you know, like an overall feeling of the month, because I'm from Germany. So when I grew up, we always had like, you know, proper seasons, like all of them. And that's why for me, you know, every single month kind of feels different. And I also really incorporate that into my whole planning process. So I really want like to have a feeling, like a sense for how the month is going to come up, and basically how I'm going to feel throughout the month. So now that it's summer, and summer has also finally arrived here in Helsinki, I really want to be more active. But we're also going to talk about that in just a second, because this whole month, like this whole vibe for the month, is also going to set the tone for all of my goals that I will have. And it leads me to the second part of this goal setting process, and that is obviously the goals themselves. And what I like to do is I like to have 4 categories, like 4 different categories in which I set monthly goals. So those 4 categories are business, then we have growth, then we have health, and then we have like one general goal. And again, I really like to do mind maps. So as you can see me here now, I am really sitting down and I really give myself some time to really figure out what do I want to achieve. Sometimes it's easier, you know, sometimes you really want to think, because like some areas could really like trigger like a lot of goals, so you just want to make sure that you pin it down to really one area. So what I really do here, I just really want to explain briefly how I use a mindset in that area. So in the center, obviously you have like the whole month, and then in the first ring are the 4 categories. So again, it's business, growth, health, and then some general goal. That's just the first ring, that's like the easy one. But then in the second ring, you want to really, you know, start to write down all of the things that you want to achieve, or in the best case scenario, just one single goal. And that's going to be your what, you know, what is it in particular per goal that you want to achieve. But what doesn't lead to success, you really have to know how you're going to get there. And that's why, again, in the third ring, you want to write down how you're going to achieve those goals. So you really want to write down things like action steps that you're going to take. You could also write down like an estimate of how much time it's going to take. And again, in my case and how I'm planning, that's also really important. And before we now move on to the third part of the video, which is like the taking action process, I want to share with you my goals for the next month, because first of all, they're really obviously a great part of how I'm going to plan my month, you know, how I'm really taking action, because I really want to make sure that I have enough time for all of my goals and that I incorporate them into my plan. And another reason is that it's going to be a great way to really hold myself accountable, because in the next plan with me, August 2020, this whole review phase that we just had is going to be a bit more practical than theoretical, because I'm going to talk about everything that went right for me, everything that didn't work out, and also obviously to help you, I'm also going to talk about the action steps that I'm going to take to make my goals happen in the next month. All right, so let's just start first with the vibe. So my vibe for July is going to be active. I really want to be more active because I sit a lot in my business, and it also leads me to kind of have a bit more like a passive free time, which is definitely what I want to change. And that's why my general goal for the next month is to just be more active and have like an active free time. And my goal is to take 3 afternoons a week off, or just maybe like a couple of hours in the afternoon, take it off, and then to really do something outside with my boyfriend. And then we're going to talk about health. So again, because I sit so much, I can really feel that I really need to be more active and move my body more. So my goal is to take 1,000 steps every single day, and also do yoga 4 times a week. And to do that, I have now planned to do 2 hours of exercise every single day, and that includes the walking to get the 10k steps in. I have a feeling that I'm gonna need more than that because I don't walk so fast, but yeah, we'll see. And now let's move on to my business goals. And here I have 2 goals. The first one is to increase my reach. So I currently have about 250 subscribers on Instagram, and I would like to double that to 500 followers. And then I would also like to get 50 subscribers here on my YouTube channel. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm really trying to be more out there, not just like being like in my Instagram stories, but I really want to make sure that I start really actively also being in touch with people, networking, getting to know people that would be in my niche, but also like people that I would be interested in, maybe for corporations and those kind of things. And to really reach that goal, I also have to set a certain amount of time to do that. And I will talk about it actually later in the action taking phase. But how I basically do it is that, because if you don't know, I am running 2 online businesses. So I have this coaching business that I'm currently building, but then I also have a website business where I'm doing all things from translations, SEO stuff. So I really have to make sure that I have enough time every single day to work on everything. So I have 3 time blocks, 3 hours. So I always try to work 9 hours a day. So on the first time block is for content creation, then the second time block is for client work, and then the third one is for business strategy and network. So for the first part of the month, I've decided that 1 hour a day I'm really gonna, go through all of the courses that I've enrolled and learn more strategies when it comes to Instagram, but also obviously when it comes to networking in general. And then I'm also posting in that blog, so that's going to take about 15 minutes, and then for the remaining 45 minutes I really want to use that time to network with other people. And then I still have an hour left in that kind of business networking strategy, self-development blog, and I want to use that hour for my other business goal that I have, and that is my website. Because my website at the moment is kind of like a little sad place because I haven't really done anything there yet. So my goal for this month is to have my homepage, my about page, and to really start working on my blog, because I love blogging. I just have to figure out, that I have enough time to really do that. So the goal here is to use 1 hour a day to work on my website. And that leads me to my growth goal, and that is to really figure out how I work best, because this is obviously now a bit more theoretical, there's like 3 hours a day per blog. So I just really want to see for maybe like the first 2 weeks of the month if this structure is going to work for me. So is it really going to work, that I have like 3 hours a day for my clients, 3 hours for content creation, and 3 hours for the rest. So I'm going to try that for the first 2 weeks, and then I will see if it would be better for me to have more like focused days. So like one day where I'm just focusing on content creation, and then maybe 1 or 2 days that it's just client work, and then like the remaining days that it's just about website content strategy, self-development. But like I said, we're gonna figure that out. And now let's move on to the next block, and that is my favorite one, and that is the action planning block. And we're gonna switch to a different kind of screen in just a minute, but I just want to say that I really love using all kinds of online calendars. Like obviously for me it's my Google Calendar, because I can connect all kinds of other services there, and I just really make sure that everything is in my Google Calendar. I have different colors that I use because again, the 2 businesses, then I have also private goals, and then I would just really color grade everything into my Google Calendar and make sure that it's like set, and it really gives me like this accountability. Because I feel like if you put something in your calendar, then you always want to make sure, also as a part of self-respect, that you really work on those things. But without further ado, let's just switch screen, and then I'm going to show you how I'm really planning out my months with my goals in mind. Alrighty, so now I'm all set up here. I've changed the camera. I am also now here live on my screen. It's super exciting. I've never really done anything like it. So first of all, what I really want to show you now is here on the side I have my color code. So basically I have my website business, which is in the light green. Then I have the TBMI, and because if you don't know, then TBMI is my coaching business. So my business is called the Business Mindset Interpreter, and then obviously TBI is the short form for that. Then we have tasks here. I think that's just like a Google preset. Then we have reminders. Then the content creation part, which is where I'm doing all of my YouTube stuff, my Instagram stuff, my podcast stuff. And then the SaBine Oellig folder is kind of like the, everything that doesn't really count as working hours. So I already went ahead and started with putting everything in, because of course this is not the first time that I'm doing it with this system. So first of all, two things that I want to mention is that I'm intermittent fasting, so I always have to kind of also structure my working time around my eating windows. And then the other thing is that I'm starting kind of with my goals in mind. So I set all of these like window blocks according to my goals. And let's first start with the TBMI. So I'm just going to click that. And then here we're going to see that I have two windows. So first of all, my eating block stops at 8 o'clock. So I want to make sure that after work I have enough time to prepare a meal. And that's why I want to stop working at 7:15. And like I already said earlier, I want to spend like a whole hour on networking and also on posting. So at 6:15, as you can see here, I'm gonna start, networking like half an hour before I post my post of the day. Then I'm gonna post that, and then I still have like another 20 minutes to also interact with other people. And then that kind of block ends. And then I've also mentioned here in the blog, I have 1 hour for self-development, I have 1 hour for my website, and then I have 1 hour for my post and working on my reach. That's that. And then we have to talk about the next block, which is all about content creation. And then here pretty much I have the whole folder, and then there's a lot of stuff popping up, because first of all here we have this block, because again my eating window starts at noon, so I want to make sure that I have enough time to start preparing my food and also to wind down and everything. So I stop working at 11:45. That means I have to start working for this block at 8:45, and that's pretty much all of the blocks right here. So that's really easy. That is like 2 blocks already done. And then here, these other posts that you can see here are pretty much reminders for me to post in my Instagram stories and, just be like up there, because I keep forgetting that. So these are like just my reminders, and also then some ideas on what I can talk about. And then the next block is my website business block. And then here, obviously 3 hours. It's going to be somewhere in between. I'm going to need some time to eat. I also need a break. So I have set this for 12:45 to 3:45, because then I have like an hour to eat. I have a half an hour break in between. I think it works out just perfectly. So now we have that set up, and that basically one of my goals is already covered, and then I have to think about the other goals. And one of them, the general goal, was to be more active, and that I've put to my general calendar. So if we open that, there's going to be a lot of stuff popping up. So here let's focus first on these blocks. So I have like 3 active free time blocks here. I just put it like again for like 3 hours randomly, so I know at the beginning of the week, I have to plan them, I have to like put them on certain days, and then it's gonna be fine. Usually for me, I have like my chill days, or where I need like a bit more time for myself, like on Thursdays and on Mondays, because the days before are always a bit like, busy. But like for now, this week is going to be also a bit different. So I'm just gonna, I still have to figure out when I'm gonna send them. And then as you can see, I also have like these blue things here popping up. And those are basically my water reminders, because I'm like notorious for not drinking enough. So I also have to remind myself that every 3 hours I'm gonna drink half a liter of water. So now we have my general goal scheduled, we have the business goal scheduled, and the only thing now that is left for me to do is to schedule my health. And that is also in this category, and basically I have it up here. So I am slow in the morning. It's gonna take me like an hour to really get ready, and that's why I have like get ready here. And then I have like, so I have to get up at 6:45 to have enough time to go for a walk, to do my exercise, to do my yoga. I hope an hour is enough. If not, I have to get up early. And then basically once my working day is done, I have scheduled almost 2 hours for dinner and then for really going for a walk and get my 10,000 steps in. And then, as you can see, this has nothing to do with me working, but I said 2 hours for unwinding, watching a movie, doing something cozy with my boyfriend, and then at 11 it slides out so I get enough sleep. And that's pretty much it. That's how I plan my months. I really hope that you like this video. I absolutely loved doing it. Like I said, I love all kinds of plan with me videos because everybody has a different approach, and I'm also looking forward, you know, to the future on how my approach is going to change. If you like these kind of videos, then make sure to give it a thumbs up because that would help me a ton. I've just started with my YouTube journey, so everything is going to help me out a lot. And then also obviously I really want to make sure that I'm going to hit 50 subscribers this month, so if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do so right now, and also make sure that you're going to hit the notification bell so you will really get notified on every single video that I will be uploading in the future. I always upload on Wednesdays and Sundays, so there's a lot of content coming up for you to really help you in your business journey and help you, you know, become that growth mindset master. And like I said, if you want to know more about how you can really set proper goals that you can really reach, then watch the video up here. I will also have it linked down in the description box. And that's pretty much all that I had for today's video. I really hope you liked it, and I'll talk to you in the next one.